So I want to talk to you about the content that we're using to inform our academic offerings. I want to caution you that there's no official body of knowledge yet for information assurance. We've had professional groups like the IEEE meet and say, wait a minute, this is a field, just like computer science is a field, electrical engineering is a field. And so they've been meeting ever since 2001. And they haven't decided on anything yet because they get into religious wars. What's in, what's out, because it's very multidisciplinary. So I like to say that the information security and risk management program that we offer takes the view of the C-suite, the executives. And so our program is to the Chief Information Security Officer what the MBA is to a CEO. So this is what you learn in this class. So let me walk you through this model. This is the McCumber cube. You can find a really goofy YouTube video that describes the McCumber cube. Some students at Idaho put this together. It's kind of funny. At any rate, this model was built by a practitioner a couple of decades ago, and it's persistent because it's well thought out. And he used to use this cube to think through cybersecurity vulnerabilities and potential mitigations at every stage of an information system. What we've done with the McCumber cube is we've blown it out to look at how it applies to an entire organization. So let me just walk you through this, okay? So the first face we're going to look at is the face that talks about, when we talk about security, what requirements, what services does security offer? Well, you think about security, and mostly you think about secrets, right? But there's other aspects of security that we have to be concerned about. And for those of you who are records managers, follow this, because I think you're going to see parallel. For people who are in cybersecurity, they worry about confidentiality of data, but they also worry about data integrity and data availability. Later, we had some enterprising, let's talk about that CIA, and then I'm going to talk about two other attributes. This is famously known as the CIA of IA. And the particulars of these are a function of context, customs, laws, and needs. But these are the three big ideas. And these are definitions, possible definitions. Who can see the information? How do you verify changes? Can information be accessed when needed? And then I started to say that an enterprising colleague has suggested that there are some additional security services that McCumber in his wisdom should have added. Non-repudiation, who are you? Are you who you say you are? Authentication, can you verify identity? What are the basic principles of records management? Anybody? Too early in the quarter?
Authenticity, reliability, integrity, and usability.
All right. Kind of aligns, doesn't it? Okay? So when I'm talking about information security, that's what I'm talking about. So now let's look at another face of the McCumber cube. These are the states or transformations that information goes through over the wire. Information can either be transmitted, stored, or processed. It is vulnerable in any of these states. And so if you're designing a secure system, you decide what services you're going to provide, what services are required for that system, and then you look at each state. And then you establish controls. They're either human factors, they are policies and practices, they're technologies. Okay? So this is how you walk through the design of a secure system. Now watch this. Okay, this is just some examples. The CIA, and here are some tools that might implement confidentiality, encryption, integrity. You could prevent access, availability. You can use statistical models to design the system. But here's what we've done with the McCumber cube. We've taken this face and we've blown it out into this picture. And so when we design the curriculum and the body of knowledge, we define it in this way. First of all, you need to understand the goals of the business. That gets instantiated in policy. Procedures and practices then emanate, and also technologies, you decide those based on the policies you've set. Then you train people, then you audit the system, but all of this is done within a sea of governance for the entire organization. Are you following me? So we validated this model in an interesting way. I took a couple of CISOs out to lunch, and I asked them to write down in a month everything they do, and we affinitized their work, and it basically broke down into these four boxes. So we had a kind of a validation. And this is a multidisciplinary science. Obviously, the business school and the law school get engaged with policy. When you talk about tools and technologies, you're talking about technical schools, etc. I also want to add that we conceive of our Center of Excellence, which you are now a part of, as a huge pedagogical system. Here's the content that we input. But notice that we consider that we're a machine, that we input students and we output experts. You're about to enter the machine. The reason we think of our center this way is because there is a crying need for people who understand the problem space and who can advise organizations. But we need them as efficiently and as quickly as possible because we're simply in a deficit. And so without sacrificing quality, we've used pedagogical models, principles, to design a course of study that will move you to expertise as efficiently as we possibly can. This doesn't make up for 10 years of study, but it is intense. So just like we make diamonds out of carbon under heat over long periods of time, you enter our domain.